Hello everyone! Brandon Carey here once more, and today we are playing a game that is near and dear to my heart. A game that I have been a fan of for years. Because I am an Insomniac fan. I love their works. Like you can see Spyro right here on my shirt. Directions are hard. And this is the original PS2 version of the first Ratchet and Clank game. This is the game that Insomniac made after the Spyro trilogy. Because they, according to them, were tired. Well, not tired. They didn't really know where to go with Spyro, they said. They said that if we kept doing Spyro, the only thing they would do is just make new breath powers. And that would be the only big changes they could make to the formula. So, instead, they chose a concept that allowed them to experiment a bit more with weaponry and items and gadgets. And thus, Ratchet and Clank was born. Of course, there's a bit more to it than that. There was like a Girl with Rod game that was in development before that. But that is kind of the broad strokes, is that this game was developed as a way to kind of get away from the quadrupedal Spyro into the bipedal Ratchet so that you can actually use more items. And yeah, the PS2, I don't mind the PS2 HD collection. But it is not great. And more importantly, they never put it on anything aside from the PS3. For some reason, Jack made the PS4 and PS5 by that metric because it's backwards compatible. But Ratchet and Clank, the original 3 games, never left the PS3. They never went up. They never went upwards to the higher generations for some reason. Same with Sly Cooper, which is part of why we're playing this. And we are playing a legal version of the game. Apropos of nothing, here is my PS2 copy of Ratchet and Clank, the one that I own, the one I owned for a very long time. It's mine. I have it. Just in case there's any doubts, just I don't know why I'm showing you this, because obviously if I'm playing the PS2 Ratchet and Clank, it is a legal version. But this is my copy of Ratchet and Clank that I own. And I have owned since it came out. Fun fact, actually, the old for some reason, I forgot that this game didn't have a manual. It had a fucking poster that had the manual on the back of it. Which I should probably hang this up at some point, now that I have it in my possession again. Or not in my possession, like, I have it out again. I haven't dusted this off in years. It's, as you can see, there's still a bit of dust on this case. But maybe I should hang that up on one of my walls. It'd be fun. But enough of the preamble. It is time for us. Wait, before we. No. Fuck. Okay, that's fine. But remember changing my camera options when we get to the actual game.
Final step.
This is our hero, guys.
System. Thank you for using help desk technology.
He doesn't wear a shirt. Not until the second game. He spends this whole game shirtless. Which they never do ever again. No, wait, they do it for size matters. I lied. Oh yeah, their recognition system that this ship needs and no other ships in future games do. That's maybe they do, and just like it's assumed Clank already has it running. I'm sure the reason that there is no dialogue here is probably because this was very late in development, where this scene was made, and the voice recording was probably already done by this point. That said, I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool that, this whole intro tells you almost everything you need to know without a single line of dialogue. I'm almost certain it's because that they couldn't, not that they didn't want to, but it works. It really works. Everything you need to know about these two characters, you just saw without a single spoken word, aside from the recognition system. Okay, before we begin. For some reason, they default to invert.
Welcome to the Gadgetron Help Desk. We're here to
So that needs to be changed.
planetary travels. The Help Desk is a free service provided by Gadgetron Corporation.
And this is kind of a traditional PS2 era, like PS2 era platform. This was like one of the first like big games on the PS2. You can see I'm breaking boxes, you know, as you did in this generation, collecting bolts. And bolts, for people who aren't aware, which is nobody in the chat, bolts are the currency that will become very important later on as we start to try to build out our arsenal. Right now, all we have is this bomb glove and the wrench as our two primary weapons. And that's what we start off with. It is important, though, that we get as many bolts as we can, because they will...
You can interrupt help desk messages by pressing the triangle button. To disable help desk messages, please select options from your pause menu.
We'll use help desks, because they're actually pretty useful in this game. And they're not very intrusive either.
Gadgetron's Omnirange 8000 includes a new comic strike feature. To activate it, use the R1 button to crouch, and then press the square button.
This is kind of more or less just tutorial level in a platformer. You know how it goes. I'll say, I don't know if it's because of the PS2 or...
That's nanotech. Whenever you sustain injury, let Gadgetron's patented nanotech...
I think it is the game, the era of the game came out. Cause I am used to more responsive camera rotation with my my analog stick, and that's just not happening. I'm gonna turn the game audio down for you guys, just a little bit more, and boost me up a little bit more. I do love this, the music in the background. Yeah, you know what? I think the issue I had with the control, with, Halo, with the stopping in the middle, I don't think that was Halo. I think that was rather my controller. I think this is my controller doing this, still. This will give, these G crates will give us some ammo that we need. Well, don't need, but it's useful. Yeah, not being able to strafe is such... It is really strange, because it is in every other Ratchet and Clank game in the future.
And the circle button again to fire. You can also use it in first person by holding down the L1 button.
One of the kind of the weird things about the very first Ratchet and Clank is it is extremely tempting to use the wrench whenever possible, because you have to buy ammo for your guns. So it is almost like you're using money to shoot. But that's not a very fun way to play the game. So we won't be doing that. We will be using weapons. We will be using the wrench commonly because it's a good melee tool, but we will be using a lot of weapons. Because that's the whole draw of the game, is all the weapons you get.
Interesting.
And the silence is not broken.
You're quite handy with your wrench.
You bet. I built that ship with it.
Currently, I'm in search of someone who could be of assistance in saving the solar system. Do you know where I might find that fellow?
Well, he's on the radio every week. Other than that, no. Hey, what's with all this save the solar system stuff anyway?
Hello, citizens of... My race, the Blog, have a small problem. Our planet has become so polluted, overpopulated, and poisonous that we are no longer able to dwell here. But I, Chairman Drek, have a solution. We are constructing a pristine new world using the choicest planetary components available. So, what does this mean to you, you might ask? Using highly sophisticated technology...
I love this scene. They do a really good job of selling just how much of a, like, full of himself cretin Chairman Drek is.
Will cause your planet to spin out of control and drift into the sun, where it will explode into a flaming ball of gas. But, of course, sacrifices must be made. Thank you for your cooperation. Cut! And if you don't like it, you can take your whiny, sniveling, snot-nosed population...
Form a line behind me and kiss my... They never say the word ass. They never say it. They never say it.
The people on those planets are hosed.
And that's how they keep their T for teen rating in this era.
Actually, you could help me. If you could use your ship to take me to the coordinates contained in this infobot, I might be able to gather further information there.
Even if I wanted to, I can't. I'm missing a crucial component of the ship.
The robotic ignition system.
How did you know that?
I, sir, happen to be equipped with the latest in robotic ignition systems. My programming allows me to start any ship I choose.
So, I agree to take you to this, wherever it is, and you get my ship started.
We'll talk about that when we do Going
what
Commando.
I'm
That's going to be
proposing.
next. We're going to be going Commando after this. We're going to play the entire trilogy.
Deal.
No spoilers there. You probably assumed that already, but you're going to play the entire trilogy. Might do something in between each game, but we are going to do the entire trilogy.
Take care of it.
Everyone who knows me probably already knew
great.
that was the way it was going to go.
So that's where I've been stuck this whole time.
Please return your appendages to the steering mechanism, sir.
Huh? Oh, right. Sorry. Oh, and by the way, you can stop calling me sir.
I love
The
this.
name's Ratchet.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, sir.
You got a name?
My serial number is V54296.
Oops. I'll just call you Clank for short. Hang on.
So you see, it would be most beneficial if your citizens were not in the city when my workers begin removing it.
Preposterous! I will not stand for this.
Unfortunately, you have no choice in the matter.
Let's just see what Captain Quark has to say about that, my good man. I don't see what's so funny. Captain Quark could dispatch you without even breaking a sweat, you puny.
You have now officially worn out your welcome and my patience.
This is your last chance. Stop this madness now!
Okay, wait.
I love
You're
this.
right. I will withdraw my troops.
Really?
No!
He's all yours, gentlemen. Try not to leave any mark.
Alright, I've reformed based on that one conversation we had. Really? No. It's great. I love the... Like, we already know he's an asshole. We don't, like... It's just there.
Clank? Where are you?
They do a great job painting him as a villain.
Sorry about that. Well, we're not leaving the way we came in.
Perhaps we could procure a ship from one of the inhabitants.
If there are any left.
Alright, time to get started. There's a gun vendor here. Okay, 2,500.
I got some great bargains for you today.
Perfectly legal system. I definitely did not emulate this. Perfectly legal copy of the PS2 era. I do love the vendor guy, even though he doesn't get a name. He's just vendor guy. Oh, hey, convenience. Platforms. And jump. Now, that is partly why we need bolts, because in this original game, the economy was kind of, stingy. And we will need all the bolts we can get. Yeah, I remember. First gold bolt. You will be going for all of them, I believe, for this run. You'll be going for all the gold bolts, but I will not be going for the skill points. I just don't have the patience to do all that on camera. And I've already done it to myself a couple times. I have nothing to prove to anybody. Alright, and boom, boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bomb. Alright. Destructible environments, or at least the start of them. And obviously this is not like, well, actually this is a main objective. This is where you get the info from the plumber. So this is, we do need to do this. This is important. Get some more bolts. And we'll probably talk about this a bit more as the game progresses, but one of the things I like about this game that I actually, I actually think they lost a lot as the series went on. And Gaming Brit Show has done some stuff about this already, so he's already made like an hour-and-a-half video about this topic. But this original trilogy had a bite to it that the future games just kind of lack. And part of that is because the future games have a head writer and a writer in general, whereas a lot of this is just kind of stuff they more or less made up as they were crunching. Because, those who aren't aware, basically the entire trilogy was made in it, like the entire original trilogy of the game was made in one massive crunch.
And blast it!
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said,
That's a
look,
timeless
the
line.
plumber's back.
All right, wise guy. Shouldn't you be on one of them?
I have a
escape
cousin who can
transports?
recite this
Escape
entire
transports.
scene verbatim.
Newsflash, giant robots attacking. The escape transports are taking all the rich
And
folks
I
off
can
this
too because
doggone
I've listened to him
planet.
recite
So
it.
why aren't you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
What?
He hasn't got enough bolts.
Working people have to wait for Captain Quark to save us.
Well, got anything worth a lot of bolts?
I got this thing. Shows two weirdos ditching their ship. It's got coordinates to a desert planet, too.
Coordinates.
Ratchet, we could use that.
500 bolts. You notice that's a theme in this game and the second one is
Slide down a sewer pipe?
a lot of people need us to pay them to do stuff.
Mayday, mayday. This is the solar ship Radical. We seem to be under attack from the planet's surface.
Relax, kid. It looks like some sort of fireworks display. Probably in your honor.
Whoa, that was close. Ah!
Pipe down, I can't concentrate.
Oh, we've been hit.
An unexpected detour. When we land, I'll see if I can scare up an exhibition for you.
We're not gonna live that long.
Kid, let's M-screen.
Eject! Eject!
Fireworks display.
Did you see that guy on the left? That was Skid McMarks.
Does he know Captain Quark?
I doubt it. He's a pro hoverboarder, always going off about how cool he is.
Looks like he's in trouble.
I'll say, I've never seen him look so freaked out.
Gadgetron infobots give you coordinates for new planets. Now that you have the infobot for planet Iridia, you'll need to find a ship to get there.
Yep, now we need a
Enter
vessel.
look around mode, press and hold the L1 button.
It's also a pretty good view, honestly, from this this vantage point. It's a good vista, genuinely. And that's a really good vista they made for this scene. Reminds me of the Jack and Daxter run, where we had that view from Snowy Mountain of the entire game. Well, no, this vista will be here for us all day, every day. Doesn't have to be destroyed. It'll still be there. Kinda. But as I was saying, the very, like, people don't know this, and if you want to learn more, I suggest you look at the YouTube channel, Golden Bolts. They cover a lot of the PS2 era. As someone with a YouTube channel name like Golden Bolt probably would, because that is my generation's nostalgia. It just is. The PS1 and the PS2 were my generation's, like, nostalgia bombs. And so I would check him out if you wanted to get a little more insight into the workplace culture of Insomniac, because he did a pretty detailed report on it on his channel. But more or less, all three games were kind of created in a massive crunch. This was before crunch became a big topic. And while it's still largely industry standard, we are seeing work done in that area to kind of curtail crunch in the modern day, which is why it is a big deal that Rift Apart was made without crunch. Because the development of this trilogy sadly did, like, really take its toll on a lot of developers. And it's sad, but it is also, like, something you have to acknowledge, that this game does come at the cost of a couple of people's mental health. I don't want to gloss over that, even though I am enjoying this game, and I have enjoyed this game for years. This is a controller problem. I want to get it replaced. That never gets old. That kerthunk, that thunk, when the wrench smacks a robot, that never gets old. That will never get old, no matter how many times I hear it. Alright, and you'll destroy this bridge. But not enough for it to actually matter. Alright, and on we go. 2 more bomb glove ammo. It feels like There is like a little awkward moment, it seems, where Ratchet sometimes stops to throw the bombs, and I don't really want him to stop. I ideally want him to keep moving. Oh yeah, and this is the era when there was only 4 health points. This is before a lot of the things that became series staples entered the game. Like, going commando is where the series really found its kind of like its stride. This was still, I don't want to say a prototype, because that's not entirely true, but this is still like a rough start to the game. Before the series started becoming what it is known for today. As you can see, like, I'm not particularly fussed about using weapons because this is an era before weapon upgrades became a truly, like, a big part of the franchise. In this game, weapons more or less stay the same throughout the entire game. They don't change. At all. With one exception that is very easy to miss if you were not looking for it. Or no one told you.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, what are you? Mercenaries? Torturers? Assassins? I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Notice that Ratchet is in no hurry to disprove that he's a hired killer. Which...
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my
yeah, it's a bitch, you know, Christ, when your fucking equipment doesn't work when you're fussing down a Blargian snagglebeast. That's never a good time.
Can't fix it. It's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal. So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's Robo Shack in Metropolis for all your robotic repairs. Al's Robo Shack, it's Quark-tastic.
I love the crass commercialism that this is just this world. This is a commercialist society.
If we had a ship.
What? A ship? What? You're not going to torture me? Well, as planetary chairman, I could arrange for you to borrow our courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
Now that you have coordinates to 2 new planets, you can use your ship. Press the select button to bring up the map. Your ship is marked with a star.
Nonsense, you know, Christ. If Captain Quark was real, he would definitely use Mighty Putty. Like, Captain Quark would basically take Billy Mays' place. If he could. The minivan of starships. I don't think that's as much a minivan as much as is like just a truck. Like it is your kind of like your ship equivalent of like a little truck. This seems like the kind of thing you would like ship small. This is the Amazon like shipping truck of ships. This is where you like have a bunch of small packages. You like a small, or maybe like a USPS ship is what this is. Like if you just painted it blue, put the logo on. This is a USPS truck in spaceship form. That's what this is. Like small packages, not like a big, large-scale transport. It's like a small distance, small packages kind of ship. And we are going to go to Iridia, I think, actually. We'll go to Metropolis afterwards. Actually, no. We're going to come here later, because we need the Trespasser to really get anything significant out of Iridia. We don't get that for a while. Is there anything here? Like, what, like, this game does let me view emissions. Skit gives you the hoverboard. And Skit's agent gives you the Sonic Summoner. Let's come back here later, actually. Let's actually come here when we have some more stuff to explore around. Let's go to Right Metropolis. It's been a while since I played Ratchet and Clank, so I still have to remember, either go back in my memory and traverse like what you get from each planet. It's there. I just gotta remember it. Yeah, it is nice that you have multiple options. You don't have, like, you were often given the choice between multiple planets. You're rarely ever, like, forced to do one. The only reason choosing not to do Iridia right now is that, with Iridia, we don't have, like, we would get the hoverboard out right now, but we wouldn't be able to actually complete the objective to find Skid's agent. We need the trespass during the swing shot to really make any progress there, so we're gonna wait until we get those and then come back and do it all in one.
Hi there, Fuzzball.
I'm gonna go for the blaster here. Crosser is better for Iridia, but not really that useful right now. Let's actually do this side first, because we need to do both. Actually, another cool thing about this game, we're talking about choices between worlds. Even on the same world, I have multiple objectives. So I could either go that way, like, I literally have a choice between right or left right now, and both sides have completely different objectives to complete. First off, we will do this and get these bolts. Because more bolts is always a good thing in capitalist society where bolts are currency. But let us go meet Captain Quark over here. The real Captain Quark. Genuine article.
Welcome to the Captain Quark Fitness Course. If you're strong enough, fast enough, and clever enough to beat my fitness challenge, you will receive a reward from my head trainer. Simply make your way to the third island to complete the course. Good luck. Quark Enterprises is not responsible for sprains, broken bones, snapped tendons, bruised egos, or accidental death incurred while taking the challenge.
Excuse me, Captain, but we have more pressing issues. We urgently need your assistance.
Clank?
Yes?
Do you notice anything unusual about Captain Quark?
Well, I find the fact that he has a spring where his leg should be to be quite puzzling.
And why do you think that is?
Possibly an injury incurred while battling evil?
This isn't the real Captain Quark, you numbskull. It's a robot.
Oh.
Oh! I kind of like, we'll get into this probably later, but Ratchet is not a great person at the start of this game. Like, not a terrible one either, but there's this pull between the two of them where Clank has got stuff he needs to get done, and he is focused primarily on getting that stuff done. Whereas Ratchet is more or less here just to blow shit up and have a good time, as the developers would say in the behind the scenes. Like, he is here more or less because it's fun for him, and not because he has any actual need to save the world. As far as he's concerned, he is off his home planet, off that rock that he was born on, and he's out doing adventurous things he's always wanted to do. He doesn't want to be the mechanic. He wants to actually, like, go out and just wreak havoc and enjoy himself. And that's what he's doing. And you see that right now. It doesn't really come into focus. You're seeing, like, the the start of the character being established before we start developing him out. This is actually a major point of criticism at the time. A lot of people, when they played this game, did not like Ratchet. Which, when he is your protagonist and player character,
also function as jump slides.
That's a problem.
Jump and jump again to kick off the walls in midair until you reach the top.
But people were not happy with this character, which is why in a lot of later games they really do make great pains to rehabilitate him. And you really don't see why that is the case right now, but as we keep going in the series, you will understand why there was like a I don't like this guy mentality from a lot of the fans, or the players.
Listen up, you loudballs! That was the most pathetic display I have ever seen on that obstacle course!
What do you mean?
We finished the circuit, ma'am.
Oh yeah, but it is weak. When I was competing, I would devour courses like that for breakfast.
Bet that's not all.
If it were up to me, you would drill for the rest of the day. But somehow you managed to impress that fool Captain Quark.
Captain Quark knows about us?
He certainly does. And worst of all, he wants me to give you a prize for that ridiculous performance.
Cool, what is it?
I'm supposed to give you a swing shot, so you can sway to and fro like little insects.
All right, let's see it.
Not so fast. Today, the two of you disgraced my obstacle course, so I am going to make you pay.
But that prize is ours from the captain. That's not fair.
Too bad. Life's not fair.
I am going to say that if your characters are frequently complaining about being charged to do stuff, you should think about how the player feels about being charged to do stuff. Admittedly, I can pay that and I will.
Sweet. I bet Captain Quark uses stuff like this all the time.
Ha! Real men can swing without silly toys like that.
But you'd think that you'd understand after people despised Moneybags.
Congratulations on your new Gadgetron swing shot. Use it on standard versus targets like the ones nearby. If the target is out of view, use the L1 button to aim.
Yeah, as you can see, real men don't need swing shots to swing. That's what Helga says. And that is how you use a swing shot. A vital tool that we will use later. But yeah, like, and I actually, like, part of me does understand why these money sinks exist. Because in Spyro 1, all the gems do... I did not want to do that. This is going to be in to... There we go. We're fine. But you can see, I can see why they would make this decision, because in Spyro 1, and again, I'm not a developer, so I can't speak for certain if this is how they thought, how they're. Yeah, I'm comparing Moneybags like to like the amount of things we are paid to do in this game. Because, like, if you think back to Insomniac's history of platformers, Spyro 1, the gems don't really serve a purpose beyond just being something to collect. You need a certain number of them at some points in the story just to progress to the next world, but they are more or less kind of worthless as far as collectibles go. So when you fast forward to Spyro 2, it makes sense that you would create these sinks that give you reasons to use the cash, the gems that you gather on your adventure. I am doing poorly right now. See, now I have droopy ears because I'm not performing at my best. There we go. And so that's what Money Bags was created in Spyro's 2 and 3, is because they wanted to give you a reason to hoard gems aside from the fact that you need them for 100%. They wanted you to have a reason to spend them and make use of them, because otherwise you're just in your inventory not doing anything. And now we come here, and they're still doing that. They're still making you pay for, like, advancing the story and acquiring gadgets. But unlike Spyro 1, where you didn't have a money sink, here you actually do. Like, you have weapons to buy. That is the reason you accumulate both, is because you want to use them to buy guns. And so when you see the additional money sinks from, like, story to get the gadgets and infobots and all that you need, that is frustrating to some degree. And they didn't really learn that until after going commando, which is when they stopped doing the thing where they make they charge you to progress the story in in-game currency, whereas today that would be actual currency, like US dollars, to advance story, because fucking AAA publishers are greedy as fuck. But in the PS2 era, you just charge in-game currency.
Ratchet, that's the man we saw on the infobot. Remember? He knows Captain Quark.
Hey, you're that robot guy, right?
Hey, it's Weird Al Yankovic. I mean,
build robots. I myself am not a robot
Ow.
guy, per se.
Nerd.
I like him.
So, now that we've cleared that up, what can I do for you?
Well, we saw your infobot announcement.
I love that Ratchet's an engineer and calling people nerds.
Captain Quark. We thought you could help us.
Your logic is commendable. However, I haven't seen Captain Quark since we shot that commercial.
If you've met a robot maker,
run on standard XP
or like an engineer, they are nerdy as fuck, and they should be, because they're doing engineering shit.
Help you out after all. How does a helipack upgrade sound?
Upgrade?
Natch. Since he's a 766, I could have the little guy up and flying in no time. Of course, I'll just...
Like, Ratchet is a nerd who refuses to admit that he's a nerd. He's a nerd jock that doesn't want... that denies the nerd part of himself.
Ratchet, am I cool now?
Yeah, you the man, Clank.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, robots are really fucking cool. I love robots.
Try using the Helipack's boost jump feature to climb these boxes. Press the R1 button to crouch, then jump.
And more blammo. Crouch and jump. Crouch and jump.
You'll need your new Helipack stretch jump feature to cross this.
There we go.
While you're running, crouch using the R1 button and then jump.
I always find it funny, like, he's like, you're a nerd. It's like, Ratchet, you're an engineer. You built your own spaceship. What the fuck are you talking about, calling someone else a nerd?
Try using
This
the
controller is definitely giving, like, I'm going to switch it out when I get my new one, because this one it's got some problems with the analog stick. The blaster is that good old... always useful. Robot arms are sick. I am probably gonna die soon, but that's okay. Because I don't have to be good at video games. I don't know if I call myself a jock, but I do exercise. Yep, that was death. Oh well. I'll play better this time. Another thing that you'll notice is that they got rid of lives. Once we transition to the PS2 era, game designers rightfully realized that lives are an archaic system that should go away. God, it is really awkward to play this game without strafe. I did not realize how important strafing was until, like, when I started playing this again. Thankfully, once we get past this and into Growing Commando, they will add strafe to the game. Acknowledge this is less a platformer, more of a shooter. And change the control scheme accordingly. Now, I know I said I wouldn't go for the skill points. And I do mostly intend to stick to that, but one of the coolest things to me as a kid was being able to do this. Just being able to glide to the top of Al's Robo Shack. That was always the coolest fucking thing to me as a kid. Just it's a revelation almost, the amount of freedom that allows for. And the platform will come down like a Dark Souls shortcut. And we shall proceed. Yeah, don't expect completing all the skill points, but there might be a couple that I might do just to show off. Because this is ultimately a game that I am playing for fun, and if I think something's fun, I'm going to do it. But it was really cool growing up with, like, my history of playing Spyro games to realize, oh, I could just glide over there, couldn't I? Does that work? No, not only do they work, they counted for that. Like, making it a skill point. This controller needs to get upgraded soon. I believe there's a gold bolts. Oh, no, I fuck. Nope, we're good. We're actually good. Nope, we're bad. That's fine. That's okay. That's why that, set of boxes exists, is so that they can let us do this and get up here. Now, if memory serves, I believe, yep, I remember correctly. There is a skill point right here. Two easy enemies to kill. And once we climb up there, we'll get our gold bolt. I believe we have to go the long way around, though. Controller, come on! And now we come up. And that is another gold bolt. What do you use gold bolts for here, you're asking? You'll find out. You'll find out. Just for now, know that we do want them. We want as many of them as we can possibly get. And now let's come back here and get these boxes. We're already full on ammo, which is fine. I'll use my blaster. I think all of those issues I had with Halo movement might have been my controller this whole time, actually. The PS2 controller I'm playing on, because I'm playing on a PS2, obviously. Wow, that is... Fuck it, this is the wrench. This is what the wrench is for. Fall, damn you! You don't have a jetpack, you have a fall pack. And now that we are here, we have an infobot. We will have one once we land. Or I guess, stop. I am missing that strafe more and more with each passing second. We'll place for some more bolts and ammo. And we will get that infobot that just landed. God, I love the Metropolis theme. You are right, Senior Christ. It is so fucking good. It's so good.
Greetings, Executive Chairman Drek. Dispense with the pleasantries, Lieutenant. My sources tell me you're behind schedule. You must prepare this planet to be harvested for our new world.
Yes, sir. As you can see, everything is moving along as planned.
I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. And as your former commander can tell you, I don't take disappointment well.
Yes, sir. I won't fail.
Drek is destroying yet another planet.
Yeah, but if that's the kind of help he's getting, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
You should not underestimate Chairman Drek. He is quite dangerous. We must find Captain Quark.
Look, that lieutenant doesn't seem so tough. Let's take him out ourselves.
Perhaps we can persuade the lieutenant to tell us where Drek is.
Now you're talking.
Perfect. Again, note that, like, Ratchet is here mostly to blow shit up, so... That is something that we will routinely kind of work with as we proceed through the game. Love a good flamethrower. Now, before we go to the next world, though, we have a couple of things we need to get done. Alright. Get this gold bolts. Get a couple of other bolts here. And there is one more gold bolt in Metropolis that we can actually reach now, that we have the helipack. It will require us to go back to the obstacle course, though. So we will make a quick detour back the obstacle course and get our last golden bolt. Do. We'll come up here. Oh no, it was this way. You follow me, taxi. You can't slow my roll. Alright, that's not it. I think it's the next one. Yeah, it's this one. We need to climb up this one, then we will get our third and final gold bolts. Hover pack does make this kind of easy, because you can just hover above it if you fuck up the jump and wait for your timing. Do, and camera, please. The greatest enemy in any PS2 era platforming game, the camera. Do. And we should be high enough at this point to make this glide. Please, controller. Thank you. Thank you. We'll get this gold bolt. There's taxi right there. And while we could take the taxi back, if you're a speedrunner, you know... If you've watched a speedrun Ratchet and Clank, you know that there is a fast way to get to where you need to go. And that is by just dying. Now right back here. And that saves some time. Now we have everything we need from Metropolis. I think we're pretty much done with Metropolis. We don't need to come back here, I think. We have all the gold bolts. Oh. Nope. So let's go to Eudora, because we'll get our trespasser there.
Yes, quite lovely. That should just about do it. Commander, we are finished with this world. Commence towing our planet to its next destination. Lieutenant!
Yes, sir.
You have fulfilled your tree quota. Barely.
We are ready to return to base.
Not so fast, Lieutenant. Just because we don't need any more trees doesn't mean they should have them. Destroy everything.
Because capitalism be that way, yo. It's not just about getting profits for yourself, it's by denying profits to your rivals that you also make money in capitalism. See modern IP law. In hindsight, Ratchet and Clank is a very anti-capitalist game. We just, like, didn't realize at the time because those thoughts didn't really cross our minds. Which is, like, part of what some people don't like about the future stuff. It does lose a lot of that, like, edgy biting anti-capitalist humor that this game had. In favor of something that's a bit more like tropey fantasy, like sci-fi fantasy. Which is not bad. That's just it's a different choice. Controller, please. I guess D-pad, we're using D-pad for a while.
You'll need a Gadgetron trespasser to get past this security door. Unfortunately, our scans do not show a trespasser available on this planet.
Oh, right. Wait, I thought we did get the trespasser on this planet. Oh, you know what? We get the, What did we get this planet, then? Yeah, you know what, Xenochrist, that is kind of the thing, is that modern Ratchet and Clank is, for better and for worse, Pixar. Like, they are Pixar movies. And that is as much a bad thing as it is a good thing. I still enjoy them, for the record. I still enjoy modern Ratchet and Clank, but it's not the same as it was when I was your age. And maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it actually is better that it changed and became kind of like a playable Pixar movie. Maybe that's not a bad thing. It's just not what I want. I could see that. I could see more DreamWorks than Pixar. Although, I use Pixar because Pixar is like, a lot of their movies are completely toothless. Like, I think of Frozen, and I do think there's a strong... I do believe there is a strong connection you can make between modern Ratchet and Clank and, like, what you can see from a Frozen. I think that through line is definitely there. And obviously, like, they're the creators. They're allowed to make creative choices. And that is their prerogative. It's just, maybe I don't inherently agree with that choice, and that's fine. That's fine for them and for me. I enjoy Ratchet and Clank still, but to some degree, those games are for a younger audience than I am. And they should be. That's what they are supposed to be. They shouldn't appeal to just me and me alone. It's a difficult line to toe, because, like, you don't want to say the developers are dumbasses for, like, or they dumbed down Ratchet and Clank, because that's not true. They didn't dumb down the series. In many ways, the series is, like, the way it has been for a long time. It still stays very true to its core, at least in terms of, like, how it plays. But it is hard to deny that it has, in fact, changed in some other significant ways. Like, even though they toned down Ratchet and make him a bit more palatable for audiences, because people did not like him, and there's a reason for that. I liked what they did with Ratchet in this game, but I'm not everyone. I'm not even most people. Oh, no, I meant to do the other jump. Let's get up here and break these boxes. God, what I would give for a bolt grabber and a box breaker right now. Analog stick, please stop doing this to me. All right, and get some more. Thank you, Gadgetron. Thank you for killing your own teammate. Where are you? I swear to God, the camera can be a problem too. There we go. This is a really groovy soundtrack. I am digging this OST. No, please. Okay. I have a Glove of Doom? No, I don't. I'm getting ammo for a weapon I don't own. Oh, you know what? I said I could buy it. That's why. Probably should have bought it, but too late to worry about that now. We'll buy it when we get to the vendor again. I could challenge you to a melee battle, or I could just shoot you. Between the two, I know what I'm going to pick most of the time. It's not going to be a melee battle. What do you think will happen if I just shoot you? Do you know why I became a police officer? It's so I could legally carry a gun. And I'm not the only one. Ah, Persona 4. Never change. Hello, Ratchet Lover. I wonder why you're here. Pleased to meet you. Welcome to the chat. Oh, there's my suck cannon, my beautiful boy. I want you so badly. The culprit said it, Xenochrist. That's a line from the culprit of Persona 4.
Sweet!
Gadgetron's suck cannon can vacuum up multiple enemies, then fire them out as high-caliber missiles. Caution, enemies must be small enough to fit inside the barrel.
And this is a very good weapon. It's a weapon that we will use for most of the game. Controller, please. basically, the suck cannon sucks and then blows. Really, what more could you ask for in a gun? A gun that sucks and then blows. It's all you could ever need. It is the most pleasurable gun in the game, by far. I guess who needs cops when everyone can buy a gun since they're so fucking cheap? Do we get the Trespasser from Iridia? We'd have to because there's no other place we could go. We should have done Iridia before coming here, but that's fine. You made a mistake. Not the end of the world. It's less efficient. I mean, in the capitalist end times, private security are the cops. You don't have cops in private security because in like when the capitalist end times are when corporations are stronger than governments. In which case, private security will be a more potent force than the actual cops. That is the end state of capitalism, is when the cops... Because they already exist to protect capital, they don't exist to protect us. This is a really good theme song, yeah. This is a really good OST for this stage. I can bang to this. I should have rephrased that in a way that was not stupid.
It's him, Skid McMarks.
That man from the infobot.
In the flesh, little dude. You guys get a load of that epic space battle I was in?
We saw you, screaming for help.
That was like a war cry. My agent and I got ambushed on the way to hoverboard practice.
Did he survive the crash, sir?
He's okay, but I've had a little trouble getting back to my ship due to my sprained ankle.
Oh, come on.
If you can take out all the sand sharks, I just might have a spare hoverboard.
Headbang! That's the right word.
But Ratchet and I need to find Captain...
One of your boards? I've always
I'm hip with the kids these days. I know the lingo.
All right, you just keep that
I'm not
foot
even
elevated.
30 years old. I also love that you can suck up crates too. Now we're actually gonna use the Paraster here because Paraster is a really good weapon against these kinds of like swarms of easily to kill enemies. Also, fire is pretty. Ammo for the cannon, but it's just, you know, fire is pretty. Suck it up and let it go. Ah, sure. Suck cannon's always fun. That's always a tough choice, Ratchet and Clank, because there's so many good weapons. All of them are good. Okay, Suck Cannon is a great weapon when you have a controller that's not malfunctioning. When you do, her roster is it. Alright, and now we have enough for the level of Doom finally. Two more. And they're over here. First, get that bomb glove back out. controller, I swear to God. Oh no, that's not what we bombed. You bomb this. And voila! A gold bolt is ours. And some ammo for the bomb glove we just used. Yeah, this is definitely the controller. The analog stick specifically is fucking up. Every other button is responsive aside from the analog stick. Two more left. I see one of them, and that's two.
Here, man. Catch.
A brand new Z3000. You can't even buy these.
Well, I got a bail. Catch you dudes at the hoverboard races.
You've just acquired
Nice.
a Gadgetron Z3000 hoverboard. Use your new hoverboard at the racetrack in Blackwater City on Frank Grill Golf.
I love hoverboards. First, more bolts. Because we can buy the Agent of Doom now, but we need to know what else we have to. We will need more bolts later to buy more shit. And story progress. Because this is a capitalist game where we have to buy just to progress. You have to buy to win. Ratchet and Clank is the NFTs of video games. We have to buy to win. Someone take that out of context. And watch as the Insomniac fandom crucifies me. It'll be beautiful.
Hi there, Fuzzball. That's a real beauty.
I love how happy Ratchet is to get a new gun. Get you a hobby that makes finding that makes you as happy as finding guns makes Ratchet happy. Could fight you at melee range. Or you can do this. Oh, this is a good part of the song. Alrighty. That's taken care of. And now we can go over to this area. We got a swing shot for this. Alright, and crouch. Perfect. And you will just... keep going over here. And this is where you're the trespasser. Mispress. Well, it's only one life, so it's not a big deal. Only one health, I should say. Now, there's actually a skill point in this room. And that skill point was for completing that entire room without touching the floor. Got our trespasser here now. Yes. Here making progress. We got more items. And if we go underneath, it's a gold bolt. And the only way to go back up is to go down. There's actually a swing shot up. We can just swing shot back up, but that's faster.
Lasers are mounted on each ring of the Invincilock. Aim the lasers at the receptors on the outside ring to turn them green. All receptors must be green before the Invincilock will open.
And that's basically it. That's the mechanic, is use these lasers to make everything green. Done.
Use the left analog stick to control the trespasser. Push up and down to select which ring is active. Push left and right to rotate the ring.
Done. And now we can get out of here and talk to Skid's agent. And the reason we came to Metropolis before coming here is because we need that swing shot to do exactly that. If we went in Arcadia first, we would not have a swing shot to do that challenge. We're going to keep going. Perfect. I like this, like, future punk, or this, like, future soundtrack. It really does work for me. This, like, funky electronic soundtrack that we're doing for the game. It's worked for me as a kid. It still works now. Like, the music still basically holds up. Yeah, retro future is a good way of thinking about it. Absolutely, I agree with you, Xenochrist. What if I chose to We're gonna get some more bolts, because more bolts is always a good thing in Ratchet and Clank. TNT is nice, it's a weapon. Always use your arm as a weapon. That's what I learned from playing Dark Souls. TNT, take out those chumps. Absolutely I will. And she walked in looking like dynamite. She said, come on everybody, boogaloo through the night. We all know Jessie is dynamite. They're right. I'm a bad singer. I apologize. No, I don't apologize. Fuck you all. I love my voice.
No signal whatsoever. This downtime is killing me.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
Don't be so literal, son. The problem is I'm stranded on this backwater planet and my star client is nowhere to be found.
Hey, we saw you on that info bot. You're Skid's agent.
Was Skid's agent. I haven't seen him since our ship crashed. And an agent without a client is like a flea without a dog. Say,
like a flea without a dog.
Bring back the championship prize from the hoverboard races in Blackwater City. I'll make you.
I love that he doesn't realize how disparaging that is towards his profession.
I could be the next Skid McMarks.
Also, again, I love that this idea of like, oh yeah, don't forget Ratchet's here to have fun, and like I don't care about Clank's goals. I'm here because I want to have fun. So if I can get a hoverboard racing champion, I'm going to do that because that's what I think is fun. Sorry, Clank. My goals matter more than yours. We never trespassed her. We'll come back later because we'll need to do the hoverboard championship to get the prize from him. We'll come back though. It's not a very useful prize, but it is a prize. Now we have the trespass, we can come back to Eudora and take out the general. Eudora is an interesting planet compared to some of the other ones in the series. Mostly because, and as you kind of saw when we got here earlier, but I didn't really point it out. And I'll point it out now. Give it a second. The main path here that we went on doesn't actually advance the game in any way. You get the suck cannon from it, but it's not actually vital to do this for the story. That's just the weapon you get. The actual path that advances the story is this side section over here. I didn't actually play the Trespasser DLC in Dragon Age. I was kind of done with Inquisition by the time that DLC came out, which is kind of like a big problem with BioWare in general. Like, oh yeah, all their great shit is in the DLC that you're not going to play. All the things that set up Mass Effect, Inquisition? Oh, that's all in the Dragon Age 2 DLC, not in the actual game. Only to set up the stuff for the next game for Dragon Age, that's all in the DLC, not in the actual game. I'm sorry, fuck if the main plot of our games mattered. It's like, it's the BioWare MO. Anything important is in DLC, not in the actual base game. It is so frustrating. Even Mass Effect 3, which is the end of the trilogy, had that same problem, where all of the cool stuff and all of the important stuff was all in DLC. Alright, time to confront the big boss. This most powerful of adversaries. I mean, I can't speak to whether or not it does, like, set up Inquisition, but it does introduce Inquisition's villain, Corypheus. Which, if you didn't play that game, he just shows up out of nowhere. I love this. I love this. Oh yeah,
You sure showed him.
ready to kill. He was right. He was completely ready to kill that robot.
Is your current occupation leaving a rotten taste in your mouth? Then you need to know about BTS, Blog Tactical Research Station. Hi, I'm Supreme Executive Chairman Drek, and we here at BTS are seeking motivated individuals to fill positions in these exciting careers. Grind boot tester, warhead assembly technician, mutant animal husbandry, robot repairman, suck cannon test dummy, and administrative assistant. So call BTS. Build our weapons while you build your future.
I'm calling BTS today.
That's cute.
Now we're talking. Did you see all the cool gadgets they're making? Let's go get some.
No, we must continue our search for Captain Quark.
You're absolutely right.
I am?
Sure. We need to find Quark. Although when we find him, wouldn't it be nice to be able to tell him where Chairman Drek is?
I suppose.
Well, we go to the space station and talk to the scientists. They work for Drek, so they're bound to know where he is.
I am unsure about your logic.
Ah, you think too much. Come on, let's go.
I just love that he's trying to bullshit Clank into helping him get weapons. Remember, Ratchet in this game, not a great person. Not great.
Hi there, Fuzzball. Oh, that's a nice one.
But we will head to this research station. Also, another fun, like, little joke in the game, if you pay close attention, is Chairman Drek gets longer titles, or gets another, like, more words in his title with every scene he's in. Because if you've worked for a major corporation, that is a thing that happens. People get huge, overinflated ass titles because it makes them feel important. Yeah, MEP's problems are, like, vast, unfortunately. And the deal, like, they needed the DLC to give them the ending that they didn't get in the base game, but that's just a problem. That just tells me that they fucked up the base game. Alright, we have the Trespasser, so we'll just hurry up and do this. Alright, need... Yeah, I remember. Yeah, done. Easy puzzle. And since Ratchet can't breathe in space, we need Clank to actually do this. So this is our first Clank section. And honestly, they never really got these right in the PS2 generation. These were always kinda lame compared to the Ratchet segments. And that kinda sucks to say, but it's also true. Clank just feels like Ratchet, but worse.
Jump, then press and hold the X button again while in the air to glide.
I don't hate the Clank segments, but I can't necessarily say I like them either. They're fine. They do a good job of breaking up the pacing of the game by giving you something to do when you're not to not play as Ratchet the whole game. But I'd be hard pressed to say I enjoy doing them. I'd be very hard pressed to make that claim. We will keep going here. Because we haven't really seen the gimmick that Clank is known for at this point yet. Oh, fuck. The fact that I'm using the D-pad as opposed to the analog stick, because the analog stick is getting kind of, like, finicky, is not helping me with this S-shaped platform. I was dreadfully afraid of that too. Dreadful. Dreckful. I mean, I just gotta go slowly. You have to bear with me because I can only go at a certain speed before risking something. With the D-pad as my primary means of moving. Until I get a new controller and get a better analog stick, we're going to have to work what we got. Now you'll notice that that enemy is way tougher than Clank can handle. But thankfully, Clank has these.
You have just activated a Gadgetbot. To command a Gadgetbot, hold down the triangle button and select.
And this is Clank's gimmick for more or less all of his segments in 1 and 2. Is he has these Gadgetbots that obey his commands. They are pretty cute. They are really cute. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't think they're as interesting as some of the weapons that Ratchet has. As most of the weapons that Ratchet has. The little self-indulgent Clank there. That's always cute.
The Gadgetron Hydro Displacer uses Insta-Faucets and Insta-Drains. Using it, you can drain and fill pools. Our sensors do not detect any on this space station.
Clank learned Hydro Pump. Too true. Although, we're gonna give this to Ratchet in a second.
I'm back.
So you are.
Hi, back. I'm Brandon.
And I found this.
Hey, cool. It's a, what is it?
A hydro displacer.
Great. I always wanted one of those, I guess.
Speaking of new gear, I believe we have a new weapon waiting for us at the shop right now. So let's go talk to the vendor. Ah, the taunter.
I got some great bargains for you today.
We will buy it. I am not particularly pleased with the Taunter. It is a okay weapon. And that doesn't actually do damage.
Did you know you can...
And I will not make room for it in my quick select, because I do not need it right now.
This shuttle has an autopilot which will take you to a decommissioned Blarg warship. Our scanners indicate that there may be useful technology on board.
Sure. Let's go. What was that? Okay, so these can be pyrocity. These are probably easier to melee than they are to fight with guns. You'll notice, as the ratcheting, like, this Ratchet and Clank game is more of a platformer than a shooter, and you'll notice as the series goes on that starts to shift. But right now, like, we are doing like a majority platforming with some light gunplay. Whereas in the future, it will be heavy gunplay with light platforming. And that's kind of like a result of the game, of the developers understanding the genres they're working in. Now I find these to be super irritating to fight at melee. So I just shoot them. Ratchet, please, get away from TNT. Alright, we're all good. Press the big, red, shiny button. Of course we do.
Thank you for selecting our automated self-destruct feature. Vessel annihilation sequence initiated. Please remove all personal belongings.
What? It's a self-destruct button? How could we have possibly known?
Perhaps you didn't hear me. This vessel will self-destruct. Boom. In a matter of seconds. Please evacuate.
Yeah, I didn't feel like fighting these mutants, so I just ran past them. That's fine. We got 1 health left. We'll just die and reset the health. Not a big deal. An info bot out of it, though. Special report.
This is Darla Gratch reporting live from Blackwater City. We've just learned that Captain Quark will be presenting the grand prize at the Intergalactic Hoverboard Championship, which will be held here over the next few days.
And now we know where Captain Quark is.
News, this planet has recently been suffering from an infestation of strange amoeboid creatures. The city's administration has assured this reporter that every step has been taken to eradicate these nuisances. Darla Gratch, Channel 2 News.
I'm sure she's fine.
Did you see that?
Yes, I hope that poor woman is all right.
She's fine, I think. I was talking about the hoverboard races.
Yep, there's Ratchet, not even one iota of concern for the poor lady. Does not care. The important thing is hoverboards. Now that he's dead, we have our health reset. That's why I did that. Who keeps passing gas? Probably station security. Deal with the mutant threats.
Need a little help with these enemies? Try your taunter.
Does that actually work here? Let's find out. Wow. Wow. You dumbass. You fool. You moron. You loser. You nincompoop. You ninny. I can't believe you thought you could beat me, the king of games. Oh, we got a trespasser, so let's break this. I am the king of lames. What? I meant game. I'm the king of games. That's what I meant to say. Watching a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Related YouTube content of the past couple of days. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been in my mind lately again. Because of that new free-to-play, like, Master Duels. Yes, Yu-Gi-Oh! No! Back here? Lame. It's fine. My analog stick's not getting me killed repeatedly in this, isn't it? You know, if you want to escape card games, find like a manly hobby like motorcycle. Oh, I guess motorcycles wouldn't really help in this scenario, would it? Well, you know, one day in the future, as you know, Christ, they're gonna play card games on motorcycles. It's gonna happen. You just need your Speed World field spell. It is dangerous. It's also fun. Alright, so we are now up. We will no! God damn it! I do not have the equipment to do platforming today. Just walk past him. What's gross? Walking past the enemies? It's tactics. And me getting a little annoyed that I keep dying to basic platforming because my controller doesn't want to move. Alright, I am going to... Yep. God damn it! I didn't have enough time to switch back to my bomb glove. I was trying. It's hard. Actually, you know what? It's a little early, but it's probably a good time to call it because next week I'll have my new controller. And we should not have this problem ever again. But I think we're gonna call it quits for now. But we are going to continue this because now I am excited to play Ratchet and Clank again. I love this game so much. I love it so much. We made some good progress. This is a good start. And I'm looking forward to kind of like talking more about my feelings about this series because unlike Halo Infinite where like I'm not as familiar with the Halo lore because I only played the trilogy. Didn't play 4, didn't play 5. No, I played 4. I'm sorry, I played 4. I just don't remember much of 4. This is a game that I can talk your ear off about. I just love Ratchet and Clank so much. So I'm hopefully I'll be a little more talkative here than I was during the Halo LP. And as always, before we wrap up, remember to wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, get your vaccine and your booster shot. Black Lives Matter, Trans Lives Matter, Stop Asian Hate, and all lives cannot matter until minority lives matter. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all next week as we continue our adventures with Ratchet and Clank. Bye for now, guys!